So in this video, I'm going to show you what the other kind of way of starting a plant is. If you don't want to start it in a cup or anything, you want to start it in a disc. That's also an option. These ones were started in a disc. And you just put the disc in, you fill it with, depending on how many discs you have in, you fill the tray up with water, about, I'd say about half a cup or maybe even a full cup. And it's warm water you use, and the discs expand. You drop a seed in, and keeps it separated for it's easier to transfer. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to put these in cups because they're getting bigger, and I want to be able to transport them easier than in this container. And of course, I want to be able to feed them. And some of them didn't sprout, so the ones that didn't sprout, I'm going to put some more seeds in, and hopefully they'll sprout. But always make sure you have your holes cut in the bottom, and of course label them, because if you don't label, all sprouts look the same. Well, some look different, but you know what I mean. Basically, you don't want to have 10 different plants on the go and have to wait until they're grown to know exactly what they are. That's not fun at all. You want to be able to see. So I'm going to put some soil in each of these cups. Oh, I already broke one. Yay. That's the thing about styrofoam, is they're not very sturdy. So you have to keep them in a certain locale until you're ready to basically plant them. But they're great for being able to pull apart and not ruining your plant. You know what I mean? Like breaking off your roots or anything like that. They're pretty easy to get the plant out to plant in the ground. I don't even need to cut these off, because the thing about these is they're biodegradable and the roots will come out through them. Oh, I think I put a little too much dirt in that. And then you just fill it up to there and cover up that, and it'll eventually biodegrade back into the ground, which is awesome. I love things that biodegrade, and you don't have to worry about it still being there 50 years from then. I have planters that only are good for 7 months, because after 7 months, if you don't put them in the ground, they dissolve even if they're in the house. I like that. And in my spray bottle, I use a spray bottle because I find it so much easier than an actual container. And if it has it on the mist, I find it feeds it evenly, which gives the water a chance to absorb all the way down, instead of just a line straight down to the bottom. It goes down evenly if you use the mist. So I'm going to do it to all these, because I certainly think that they're ready to be on their own in a container. And these cucumbers are actually pickled, so I can actually grow these in containers. I don't need to actually put them in the ground. And I haven't decided if I'm going to grow them in the big jugs that are probably 16-liter containers. I can get them really cheap, $1 each. An ice cream store locally sells them, and that's another option as well for containers if you need a lot of space for your container, or even the weight if it's a big plant. Cucumbers will be a big plant because it grows like a weed. See, and it's not very hard. Gardening can be really inexpensive, especially if you go to the dollar stores, pick up things there, and certain things cost money. You have to spend money on really nice containers. Today I had to spend $60 for I wanted to buy a square gardening, and it's 4x4, and that cost me $60. But it's made out of PVC piping or plastic, and it's basically going to last a few years, right? And it's 15 inches deep, which is great for carrots, because I grow carrots as well. And my climate isn't like other climates, so it's kind of cold, so I have to start most things indoors, and that's why I have them all in here. And once my climate warms up, which is probably in another couple of weeks, I'll be able to take all these out of there and be able to start over again with the, now this one, see, this one didn't sprout, and I have more of these seeds, which are these, and I find it's best to keep seeds in the plastic bags because any kind of moisture can actually cause them to sprout. I had seeds one time, and my brother and I were gardening, and my brother doesn't really garden as often as I do, and he threw the seeds not remembering that, you know, the moisture from the soil would wet it, and, you know, cause it to germinate, right? So he threw the seeds in the bucket of soil, and of course what ended up happening was they germinated in the package. So I try to avoid that by keeping them in plastic for they keep nice and dry, because any little bit of moisture and they're ready to go. So I'm going to put seeds in the ones that didn't sprout. I only have 6 more seeds of this, so hopefully I have enough, and if not, that's fine. There's all kinds of different containers you can use as well. Like, I prefer these because they're very convenient, and they're nice and separate, right? You don't have to worry about like taking them out of there or anything like that, and the roots will grow through them. Like, see, you can see the root right there. It grew right through it, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to end this video because you get the basic concept of, you know, being able to plant them in little cups and stuff, or whatever container. Like, if you have like an empty pop bottle, you can cut it in 2 and use the bottom as long as you cut holes in it. Irrigation's the main thing. As long as you have it irrigated for it can, you know, not drown the root, because you don't want to drown your roots. If you drown your roots, your plant dies. So I ended up with 2 extra that didn't end up sprouting, so I can put something else in those as long as I keep them marked. Like when I eventually move out to the garden, I have little labels like this is what they are. They're cumbers and they're pickle bush, right? So they grow high instead of wide, which is pretty awesome. That's why they're great for containers, as long as you like put sticks or something in them, because they will grow that big that you will need sticks. I'm going to thank you for watching this one and subscribe. Thank you.